Hey buddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here and welcome back to Humankind, probably the most fun, newest and frustrating 4X on the market at the moment. But we've been having a lot of fun. We managed to just conquer Mycenae and now we're going to get to work on conquering Nisa and Hattusa. I hadn't really planned on going to war with these guys just yet, but I was kind of forced into it due to how things worked out. I think I like the extra influence here on a per city basis. And we were looking at the city of Zinkera and sort of decisions we want to make in here. I don't think I would a lumberyard. It would be nice to pick up the artisanal workshop. That'll give me +2 worker jobs. There's not enough food actually in this city. So it might be good now for me to pick up flood irrigation, which will increase the food level of this city. So I'll go ahead and pick up flood irrigation and then we'll reinvestigate that city. We should totally put the city on city growth. And then tech-wise, I think we want to get 3 more techs. So I think I'll do sailing, fortifications, that's 2. And then quickly grab science per population would be good. I think we'll pick up imperial power because that'll let me relocate my cattle, but more importantly, get me commons quarters, which will help with my stability problem across my empire. Now, in terms of... this is quite powerful. So actually heading towards the left side of the geopolitical axis has given us +2 combat strength on units, which when combined with professional soldiers +1 combat strength on units, that's going to result in a massive increase in our units' combat strength. In fact, like some of these units, I'm pretty sure spearman base strength is 20. 18 is the base strength. It's getting an extra 5 combat strength between our veterancy, professional soldiers, and our ideology. These are very, very powerful units. We got the builder star, that's perfect. Here's an army stack. So what do we got? We got swordsmen we can fight, scout riders we can fight, and archers we can fight. So we can fight all of that, we just have to get our units over there. In fact, I'm pretty sure my ranged cavalry here, with their 31 range strength and being able to move after attack, could probably take that stack on themselves, because they can just focus fire so effectively. But we're making good progress. Now, in my capital city, we've got a huge food surplus, so that's really, really good. Probably, do I want to keep producing a military? If I'm continuing to produce military, then I want to get a barracks. Otherwise, I should start looking into other kinds of infrastructure. Like maybe if I grab a public fountain, I can maintain a high stability in here. High stability means more influence. Maybe I don't care about influence or stability, and maybe I care about getting my harbors so I can transition into my next culture more easily and use that for stability. I think I like that plan actually. So we'll do something like that. I'll grab another harbor. In terms of this city, we also have a good food surplus. In fact, we've got a jobs deficit. We need jobs in this place. So there's not enough jobs for our people. Let's build the artisan workshop. This will give us +1 industry per industry worker and then 2 industry jobs, which will increase essentially the population capacity of this city. So that's quite nice. And then we're looking at the city of Garamana, and this city is lacking growth room. So I'm thinking something like it's lacking jobs and food, which would kind of suggest a farmer's quarter to me. And a farmer's quarter right here on this river seems like kind of an interesting move. It makes things weird if I do that, though, is the problem. It only takes 3 production away, honestly, it's fine. We'll throw a farmer's quarter down here. We just got sailing, so we have access to fishmongers. Now I'm curious as to see what this AI will do. It looks like they're trying to pillage over here, and I should be able to interrupt that, no problem, because I have a huge stack of units moving. So let's get you guys over, you guys over, you guys over, you guys over, you guys over. Just like moving these guys all together is kind of a bit of a trek. So I'll have 1 more turn to interrupt, no problem. So I don't need to make that happen this turn. The city of Zinkara has no garrison. I do have enough gold to make that change quickly. What are we facing up against here? 2 swordsmen, a scout, and an archer. So I probably want a similar setup here. 2 swordsmen and 2 javelin riders. I'll buy the swordsmen. They should be able to defend the city for a turn. Army wages, +20 stability on cities that you occupy. Or do we want to get combat strength from ransacking? I kind of like stability on garrison, maybe. Maybe we'll go for a garrison stability game rather than a commons quarter stability game. Ooh, I like that idea actually, because I'm pretty sure there's a religious tenet that is, protect the weak +5 stability on garrisons. Maybe we'll do like a garrison stability game rather than a commons quarter stability game. That seems like it could be a fun way to play. So let's do that. We're not going to do much ransacking. How is the religion game working, by the way? It looks like my religion is starting to push. Converting to Christianity. So it looks like my religion is starting to push out like we were hoping. My culture is definitely pushing now. So I'm generating enough influence where it's actually hard to sustain a culture against me. Let's go ahead and see. Isn't that tenant already gone? I think it really depends. Give alms, which is +5 money on market quarters, and bear not false witness, which is +5 research on research quarters. Those are gone. But the other ones are still here. So yeah, let's do protect the weak. We'll switch to Judaism, sure. Let's see. What do we got here? Wow. Independent peoples. Why can't I see these? Is it because I'm friendly with them? Weird. There's a couple of independent people here in between us. I could potentially hire units if I made good enough friendship with them. But I'm more interested in taking Hattusa, which is like one of their main cities here. So let's try and cut off this set of units here. Okay, what are you doing? Are you coming over here to liberate Mycenae? Well, that's unacceptable. Go ahead and block them. They might attack us, but I think my units are 30. Their units are 3120. I think my army is strong enough to like slow them down at least. I think a pair of spearmen, this group of units should be able to do this. I bought Humankind, but it wouldn't load in my Mac, so I haven't tried it. As far as I'm aware, that's actually, is your Mac new? Is it a new Mac? I heard it's because like Apple brought out like a new chipset that is like super not playing nicely with certain programs and games, and it basically requires like essentially having to redevelop a program from scratch. It's like the ARN M2 chipset or something. No, it's not brand new. Oh, well, then never mind. But I've heard that Mac they've made some decisions recently that make it really hard to develop for Mac. And certain game developers like declared intent to support Mac, you know, however long ago before this like Apple decision was made. And then it's kind of like, well, we can't like withdraw that now, even though it's like gotten like twice as hard as it was when we announced it. Now, I don't know how much truth is in that statement, but that's kind of like stuff you just hear random, you know, you talk to people on stream, you hear random conversations about stuff, but who knows? So we got all our shots off, I think. We can get that kill there. Perfect. So they'll have 2 soldiers. Oh, they brought reinforcements. Okay. All right. That changes things slightly. All it means is I'm going to bring in more units. I thought I would get this war, like this fight, pretty easy. But really all it means is now I'm bringing in more. So let's retreat you to a safe... I don't understand. Shoot him. A step back. Why can't you move? What is your issue? Cannot move and has reduced combat strength. It's the Gigir, I see. Well, we can obliterate the Gigir. And step back. Shoot. Step back. Defend. Defend. Spearman in. Spearman in. We just pour more units into the gap, I guess. I'll bring swordsmen in from this flank. And I'll bring archers in from this flank too. Instead of to convert extra. OnePlus on the Mac is Minecraft Bedrock runs on now. Apple and Mac can have their place. It's not gaming. I mean, until Apple decides to make gaming a priority, the reality is that gaming on an Apple machine is just going to be inferior unless it's iOS, like an iOS specifically for an iOS game. The onus is on Apple. Like, it's not game developers that are the problem as far as I'm aware. Unironically, I want to say like Mac makes up like 5% of game sales. Off the top of my head, that's what I would expect. If it was more than that, I would be shocked. Why can't you join the battle? Okay. Oh, you ran out of movement. Okay. So you're lying to me that you can join. But yeah, like legitimately, is approval process to get released on Mac? Who knows? Like Apple is just weird when it comes to software, man. They do things all weird. Like there's the thing though about Apple is it's not like, oh, Apple bad, because Apple actually does some really cool and based things. Like their security technology on their phones is like incredible. And also their privacy policy is like way better than most other companies. Like privacy policy on paper and in actuality. So really this battle is just like overwhelming numbers. We're just shooting. I don't really need to worry about like the actual tactics of the matter. Because I just have overwhelming force, so I can kind of brute force it a little bit. They're not getting any more reinforcements. No, okay. 2% of gamers use an Apple system. Ooh. That is a lot of development time and resources to support Apple for 2% of your sales, dude. Like, I mean, that's the end of the argument, really, when it comes to Apple gaming. If Apple want Mac to be considered a viable gaming platform, they're going to have to do a lot of work They're going to have to start paying for developers to port their games over. They're going to have to start promoting Mac as a gaming platform. Like that's what needs to happen. Before that happens, Mac will just stay the way it is. I have a Mac for school and I play a couple of games in it, but mostly use the good old PS4. Yeah, like, I mean, you can make it work. But if you want like Mac to be a part of like an enthusiast circle, I guess is the word I'm looking for, it's going to take work from Apple. It's not going to happen with the current structure of the market and the current structure of how Apple deals with gaming. It's the reality of the situation. I wonder how much of that because Steam keeps discontinuing their client for older OS X versions though. Who knows? It would probably be a non-zero contributing factor, but I would argue there's way bigger contributing factors first. So we managed to pick up the artisan workshop here in Mukhumba. Mukhumba? I don't know how to pronounce the city's name, but we have it now. So we have a nice chunk of production available. Can we like refresh the cities? Is there a way to like get this to refresh? Honestly, just put a button right here that lets me recalculate the city's distribution. So looking at this city, I feel like a charcoal kiln probably doesn't help me much here. A food market doesn't do much for me. If we're really thinking about things, I have a need for market quarters. I have a need for stability in particular in the city because my stability is low. It's not awful, but it's low. It's not as high as we would like it. So I would probably be looking for increasing my gold in here. My production is okay. Like 5 turns for a quarter is like a reasonable pace. So maybe a little bit of gold would be nice. Especially because we just need jobs. Speaking of jobs, is there a way for me to get more jobs? I feel like watermills for 2 turns is like a really good return on investment, as is animal barns. That's 10 food, potentially more when I have access to more horses. So I'll pick up animal barns for the food, and I'll pick up watermills for the production, and then I'll grab a market quarter for this. And then I also want to start thinking about maybe some research quarters. Like just 1 or 2 sprinkled around might make a difference here. Something to consider. Apple products are mostly overpriced. Ooh. I don't know about that one. I think a lot of Apple products are actually pretty reasonably priced. They're a little bit expensive. Sure. Oh, wait, no. You weren't meant to go there. You meant to go there. But Apple does have like reasonably priced products. Okay, we got them to retreat. Apple is a lifestyle brand, not a gaming brand. I mean, that seems like an okay. I mean, Apple is just good in many, many ways. But see, the thing is, very few people are enthusiasts. And so things like that you have an Android and PC, they don't matter to like 99% of people. So Mac does like 99% of the stuff you want it to do. So why would you ever need a PC? That's the reality of the situation. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and build another holy site here because I want to keep pushing my religion. So if I build a holy site over here, that'll push my religion a little bit further. In terms of what I'm doing over here in Zinkara, I built a little bit of military. The city has really good food output, really good production output. We're slowly growing into our gold and science. We have a little bit of infrastructure that we need to pick up, like +2 food on rivers seems like it would be really, really good to help. Picking up, this is 15 production, +5 per copper. We have 3 copper. And then also the artisan workshop to give us more jobs. So I'll probably go like production into food. But then we also have watermills available. You know what? It's got to be watermill. Man, you can build the orange things first, right? You get your production going. +2 production on river. We're getting a decent amount of production from rivers already across my empire. So that's going to work out nicely for me. Fortifications have been researched. So I'm pretty sure these guys have retreating, so they can't actually escape from this battle if I decide to take it. They are trying to pillage me over here. So do I divert or do I attack Hattusa? I think I definitely take this fight here. I will have the high ground. And by having the high ground, I think I can win this battle pretty simply using just like basically my ranged cavalry plus my swordsmen. So like I step forward, I shoot this guy, and then I step back. I step forward, I shoot this guy, I shoot this guy, and then I step back. And then I attack, and then I just defend with this guy. And now, what are they going to do? Attack me? Omega lol. Oh, they actually did bring in reinforcements. Okay, so they brought in reinforcements. That changes the game a little. So them bringing in reinforcements means I need to bring in reinforcements now because I just lost the unit. All right. So the AI brought in reinforcements into this battle. So now I'm going to bring in some light battle cavalry reinforcements here real quick on this river. No. They used all their movement getting onto the river tile. Yeah. Bring up the swordsman. Bring up the spearmen. Reinforcing the battle. Let's begin deploying the swordsman and the spearmen. Get into position, spearmen. Get into position, spearmen. Get into position, spearmen. Attack. Attack. Another spearman up high. Attack. Step forward. Shoot. And then I want you to retreat. Then I'll bring in more swordsmen into the battle. We want to kill you. And then I want to use a swordsman to kill this archer over here. So we got the AI to blow their to blow their hand early, and then we could counterattack. So yes, we are attacking uphill from a river, which is really bad for us, but the advantage is that they're already weak and we have a rear attack on them. And then we can get another rear attack here. Boom, serious damage. I'm not going to attack with you. You're already pretty low. They might try to focus fire you. We got the most out of that situation. Go ahead and secure a rear attack. Go there, go there, go there, go there. Fully flank and surround. Place units on the corners for extra combat adjacency. And then it should be a fairly simple, trivial downhill attack to kill. So we eliminated some major resistance there. We took out 2 full 4 stacks of their armies at the cost me 2 units basically. A spearman and a horse rider. And then I can step up to their city and put it under siege, like so. And then assault it. Manually battle it. Bring in this stack of horse archers here. This deployment looks fine. Bring in the horse archers. Step forward. Shoot. Step back. Horse archer. Step forward. Shoot. Step back. Step forward. Shoot. And then you sneak your way around here and attack there. You shoot there. You step up into the city. You get in position. You're in position. Move forward, attack. I'd say we've got this in the bag so far. They've only got 3 units left. They probably won't get a kill. If they get a kill, it's on this spearman, honestly. But otherwise, we're golden. This is a massacre. The whole, this is just me playing the game, dude. Everything's a massacre. This is a rear attack. I'm not going to take it. You're going to step in and get the rear attack instead. Perfect. And I'll use my archers to pick him off, ideally. Perfect. And then you'll step in and get a rear attack on this guy. This will do serious damage now. 63 damage. Rear attack. Boom. And then we can use the rest of our ranged attacks to finish him off. Perfect. We lost 9% health on a unit. And we're now in control of Hattusa. Hattusa Matata. Now, the really frustrating thing here is that none of my units have movement to go step into the city and garrison it. So if he gets a unit over here, he can retake it. It's an annoying thing. But in terms of warfare, we're off to the races. We're ready to take. They finally fixed the timeline. It's still as broken as hell. I don't know. It's classical era, 926 BCE. It seems pretty okay to me. Blow their hand. A potato visibly struggles to maintain monetize. Listen, sometimes you start a sentence a certain way and then you realize that you shouldn't end it the way you started it. Okay, so if we're taking a look at the city of Mkhenge, the thing I'm lacking here is probably growth. I have a ton of food, but we are getting 70% per turn. So really, it's just about time passing here for me to start working these later jobs. So maybe a food fountain would be good. +1 science for researchers. Let's have a look at where we stand. I don't think I want to build any more districts. I think we just want to get a little bit more tech, and then we're out. We're dipping out of this era soon. So I think we just build a little bit of infrastructure. Things like +3 money on harbor, +3 food on harbor. Both of those things are fine because they lead to really good stuff down the road. Celebrating on Macumba or patriotic on Macumba. I'll take celebrating for the extra stability because I don't plan to build any units right now. The city of Garama, basically everything I wanted to get. Maybe I could spend a little bit of time getting a forge. I could spend a little bit of time getting animal barns. I now have 2 horses and 3 coppers. So that's going to scale really nicely. Speaking of war resolution, I'm wondering how this war is going to end for me. I think I'm going to end up in a really good position, actually. You know what's crazy? Potato bantered so hard, the independent peoples didn't spawn anywhere near him. Yeah, we expanded, dude. We expanded. We went wide, people happy. So Nasa is an important target for me. Let's kind of recombine some units here. Bring these spears down south. I'll bring these swords with them. Otherwise, the rest of my stacks are heading towards Nasa. Real quick, I'll come in here and buy myself a javelin rider, and they'll come join this little army over here. 2 swords and 2 javelins is nice. What do we got here? I think that's our turn. I'm pretty happy with how my empire is developing. We've got big land potential, major amounts of gold stars, huge fame, although somehow there's someone out there with 9k fame. That's mind-bending. Whoever is playing the English is popping off, dude. They got extreme luck. Let's chase that down. You head this way. Make me another spear. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do with this horseman. I actually wanted this horseman to come down and join this army. You're joining them. So I've got 3 stacks heading towards Nasa. Stack of 4 archers here is fine. I think that's our turn done. I want to chase down these scouts. They're annoying. Can I catch them early? No. God damn it. Misclick, also known as a rip click. We've got 2 swords, a scout. Oh, this is like an interesting composition they're going for here. Like 2 infantry, a cavalry, and an archer. I appreciate the usage of actual compositions here. So where are we standing on this? We want one more tech. One more tech, and then we launch. We launch to the next era. This is interesting strategies here. They're going straight for the throat. Let's do another gang of javelin riders to chase them down, because these swordsmen aren't doing the job. Make your way this way. We initiate the battle. They retreat. I still have full movement to chase. They only retreated there, and I can get them crashed against... Can I get them crashed against the wall so they have no escape? Also, I don't like this. Is that like if I move all the way around here, they get like where my units are as deployment area. Like, really? Really? You get to deploy your units on top of mine? I should have control of this. This should be blue. You know what I'm saying? I'll crash them against the ocean. Manual battle? Sure. We've got our whole army deployed. Let's make sure we leave room. Make sure we do it in a very particular way. So they're all deployed down here to the south. Also, look at this. He gets to have a flag on like the perfect defensive location. I've never had such a forgiving flag location in this game. It should have gone there. It should have been there and useless, but instead it goes on the high ground, out like in the peninsula. Really? This archer should be a very, very easy kill. We should be able to step in here, shoot, and then because we can attack and then move, we can step out. We can bring this archer over and shoot. Bring this archer over and shoot. We'll do 1 spear attack. Easily clean. Cycle, cycle. Take the high ground, shoot, and then retreat. I think it just says red, but your units will still be there. No, how it works, it has to do with how the deployment zones work in the game. I don't want to explain it because it's like, it would require me to take a disadvantageous battle to like explain it. Whoa, what is that damage? Retreat. Come over here. Shoot that guy. Shoot that guy. Shoot that guy. Shoot that guy. Come over here. Shoot that guy. Step out of the way. Did you shoot that guy? You did. Come over here. Shoot that guy. I guess I could theoretically deploy extra spearmen. We lost no units and we killed 5. Like, we're just destroying. I don't know what you guys intend to do here. Like, you sent 2 scout units at my capital. Like, are you exploring? Get out of here. Also, I hate that attacking uses up all your movement. Like, what is that? It's very, very frustrating. I clearly moved 1 tiled and initiated an attack, and then they retreated. It's like, these scouts just like take up so much of your movement. It should like, if I'm attacking a single unit, it should like use up a proportional amount of like movement. Like if I have 2 units and I attack 1 unit, it should take 1 of my 6 movement. You know what I mean? Whereas if, you know, I don't know, maybe that would be better. Having bigger army stacks would be more incentivized because it gives you efficient retreating and chasing down. Whereas right now, I think it's too heavily incentivized to have tiny little stacks running around the map being annoying, especially in multiplayer. Can you kill him? You can. Perfect. Haven't watched any Humankind before. What does Humankind do better than Civ 6? I think Humankind is a better game thematically and like narratively. It also has just like, it's also just a breath of fresh air in the 4X genre. Like it's rare to get a 4X game that isn't trash. Like unironically, like most 4X games that get released, and I'm sorry, they're bad. Like painfully bad in terms of graphics and design and style and everything. Whereas Humankind, it's nice. Like it looks nice, it plays nice, it feels nice. There's a few bugs and it's not perfectly balanced, but like what game is, etc. But it's nice to get a game in the genre that you like that is really well made. I love Humankind. I hope it becomes huge. I think you should temper your expectations. I don't know if the game will ever become like huge, but I definitely can see this game carving out a slice of the market for itself, like in a very, very big way. Now, let's make this battle happen. They're going to retreat, so we're going to advance and then attack again. Can I instant resolve this without losing everything? Probably not. Manual battle should be a fairly straightforward set of like here, shoot that guy, retreat, step up here, shoot that guy, stay there, you fall back, up here, shoot that guy, step up here, step up here, move forward, shoot, move forward, shoot. Move forward, shoot. Can't get into the city this turn. That's okay. Let's move you guys up. do I want these swordsmen? I guess I'll take the swordsmen into the battle because swordsmen are quite a bit more powerful than spearmen. What's up, Potato? Love the stream, your best. Found out about this DLC. What are your thoughts on it? And is it worth it? I would say that for me, this DLC feels worth it. The Bantu alone for me kind of sold the DLC. They're a very fun and interesting civ to play around with. I already like the game, so it's like easy to sell me a DLC. That's the thing. Like, I'm an easy sell on DLC because, the probability is that I'm getting it for free from the developer, although I did buy this one. Actually, speaking of, I bought the DLC and now I also got given a key. So I have a key to give away if somebody's like really, really wants it. Maybe we'll do like a little, pun competition or something later on to decide the winner. But I paid money for the DLC. But again, I have like an actual like reasonable budget for games. I can buy things and not worry about it. I can spend I can drop $10 on a video game and not be like, well, I guess I'm not having lunch. You know what I mean? So like the decision for me is way easier than maybe someone who has like a very limited budget and has to choose a little bit more carefully. So something to consider. But I would say, like, this feels worth it to me. For me, this is worth it. You're going to have to do an analysis of your own situation. Like, how much do you like Humankind? How much do you want to play with the Cultures of Africa DLC? I'm having a blast with it. It's really, really fun. There are still like a few little frustrations left over from the base game. The patch, generally the game feels quite well paced. Like, it's turn 104 and I'm only now going into the medieval era. There were times I feel like when I was playing like launch and pre-launch, it would be turn like 70 and I'd be going into medieval. So the pacing feels just a little bit better, which is kind of trickling on down into good things. Actually, I should embark with these units and go exploring. I'm going to make I haven't unlocked scouts yet, I don't think. Or else javelin riders are scouts. So looking at the city, I think we're going to continue to make infrastructure. I mean, a garrison might not be a bad thing to build. I think we get 15 stability from garrisons, which is quite good. We're good on stability though. Palisades, Artisan Workshop. Artisan Workshop seems good. +1 production per population working in the worker job. I'd love to capture some of these little islands around. I'm going to actually split this group into two. As Humankind worth a buy, saw no improvement in gameplay. I wouldn't say that there's no improvement in gameplay. I think that's a little bit harsh. Well, the Goths are about to lose their war support, which is good because I'm just about to conquer their city. But really, again, you guys all have your own unique situations. You're going to have to make a judgment call in the game for your own particular situation. For me, it's an easy buy. I'm excited by the game. I find the game fun. The mechanics are interesting for me. I would personally recommend this game to try for people who are interested. I mean, again, you can get it on the Game Pass. I think you can try the game on the Game Pass for like whatever that is now. I think it's actually literally free some months. So when you have those kind of options, those are things to be considered too. Yeah, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can play it there. Exactly. Like, it's just... At what point is free like a questionable decision? You know what I mean? Because if you're already paying for the Game Pass, like, you're not spending anything more. I probably should have played at a slightly higher difficulty level because I have just completely obliterated the AI on my continent. However, there is an AI running away with the game, so it doesn't mean I'm not necessarily completely destroying. But the two AIs that were on my continent got obliterated. That's the important piece of information there. What do you think of the idea that some units should help with deployments, such as scouts? I think you might be getting into like weird, complicated territory because Humankind is already like 3 games layered on top of each other that like unfold like origami. So I feel like you may be making things a little bit too complicated there if you do that. But I mean, it could be an interesting idea. Crusader Kings is also in Game Pass. Oh yeah. Crusader Kings is a great game. Absolutely super recommend trying that out. So it's time for War and Peace. Let me tell you, things are looking good here. So we're going to get a big payout in gold. We're going to force them to convert to Judaism. We're going to occupy Hattusa and take Fafnir. Fafnir, by the way, one of my favorite mechs in MechWarrior. We're going to grab Mycenae. I also want these territories. I have 280 war score to use. So I want to use this carefully. I might just take all of the Hunnic land. I completely obliterate, because my plan was to take the Huns. So if we take all 3 of these territories, that's the Huns defeated. And then if we take all of Hattusa, alternatively, we could force them to be our vassal. Nah, I'm taking the land. This is my land. So we are taking Mycenae, we are taking Nasa, and we are taking gold. That's all they can take. We'll force their surrender. Oh, boom. Perfect. So we just took all of this land for ourselves. We're now 2 cities. We just got 2 cities out of that war, Mycenae and Nasa. We're now 2 cities over our limit. Jesus, 120 stuff. Have you ever played with Bostius before? I don't think I've played many games of Bose. I think we played one multiplayer game that didn't go amazingly. But yeah, now we're in pole position, baby. We have like an insane grip on this continent, and we're probably going to do some little bit of exploration now to see where do we want to continue to expand. Let's break these up into 2 groups. So I'm super happy with this. Stellaris is also on Game Pass. Stellaris is another excellent game that I would absolutely recommend people give a try. I have kind of I don't want to say a love-hate relationship with Stellaris, because I don't hate anything about the game, but I kind of have like I want to love it more than I do relationship with Stellaris. It's a really, really fun game, and I'll like legitimately, like if I go check my Steam and I type in Stellaris, I've got 500 hours in Stellaris. Like, unironically, this is like an absurd amount of time to put into a game and be like, I don't know if I like it. You know what I mean? I guess you could say I like Stellaris, okay? The statue of Zeus was claimed and being built here, and I guess I just inherited that. I think we should probably get that built. So I'll just get my cities on that. Giga Structural Engineering, the best mod. Dude, some of the mods in Stellaris are wacky, and they require far too much like research and knowledge to even begin to use them. Wait, who died? Who was this? Oh, we finally met the English. Hello. Where were they? The English don't know me just yet. Let's introduce ourselves. They're aggressive. They see us as their closest challenger. We follow different religions. We refuse to trade with them. Let's option up trading. Right, trading as an option. Oh my god, their trade empire is insane. I need to buy all of these things in order to catch up. This is a huge amount of stability, a huge amount of money. This is 3 gold per attached territory to my cities. Like, look at my gold per turn. It's going up by 50 every time I buy one of these. Boom. We just went up to 540 gold per turn. So let's make sure we're buying the gold stuff first. This is going to give us, this is really going to, it was the Harappans. I feel like the AI just really understands the Harappans. So when they get Harappa, they just kind of blow away with the game. Let's buy incense as well. That's going to give us even more money. And by buying things that give us money, we have a better chance of continuing to expand and buy more stuff that gives us money. All right, so now we're going to take food and production. This unironically, meeting the English is going to completely change the game for us, because we're getting science, gold, and lots of benefits from having all these trade routes. So the trade routes right now are popping off. They have a huge empire. Jesus. I'm just waiting for that tech. Can I potentially come in here and just for 1 turn? I can 1 turn that. Okay. So you go there. I'm going to like distribute my garrisons among my cities. That's like all of my cities garrisoned. And then we'll send you guys exploring in 2 groups of 2. So trade is huge in this game, just to explain. I'll show it now in a second. But most of these resources I just bought from the English, like Sage here. I'm getting 18 food on main plaza and administrative centers. The main plaza is this section of the city here. And then the administrative center is this attached territory. So by attaching territory to my cities, I'm now getting a bunch of food. Like, my food and production is going to skyrocket now. This like, my empire, like, meeting the English has changed my empire for the better forever, as long as we maintain good diplomatic relationships. So that's a game changer that I have to be aware of and ready to, deal with the consequences of. If they stop trading with you, won't you get a stability problem? Yes, but that's worth it. That the downside is worth it, diplomatically. 100%. I really do think. I think one of the balancing mechanics that needs to be brought into the game. We got the statue of Zeus. That's perfect. One of the balancing mechanics that I would like to see come into the game is that I don't think these like luxury resources should stack perfectly. The first copy of the luxury resource should give you like a strong benefit. And then every subsequent copy should have like a slightly smaller scaling benefit. So like, let's say the first copy of Sage gives you 7 food per city on main plaza, whatever, blah, 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 and like 10 stability. And then every copy after that gives you like 3 extra food and 2 stability. Like, it should get you to roughly the same place, but it should be less overall and less per. And getting access to 1 should, I think, be important. I don't know. It feels a little bit wacky the way it's implemented as it currently stands. It just feels a little wacky. And I think it's a particular point of balance issues. So we just hit our gold stars. I mean, I could sit around and wait for these other golds, but I think I just need to advance now. At this point, we're going up as the Swahili. So gold is going to become a much bigger thing that we need next turn. Now, the nice thing is the Bandari will be like super valuable for me, and I'll also have better naval transports, this is like perfectly timed for my game. I'm just now starting to explore the ocean. So I'm going to have really good naval transport, which is like the Swahili unique unit. And I'm also going to be getting a lot of stability from my harbors, and they have a unique harbor. So quite good, quite good. We're going to be building the Bandari, which is going to give us a lot of gold, which will help us with our merchant affinity. So let's adopt the Swahili. I like their clothing. That's kind of cool. Go ahead and jump out of the water. I think I'm going to just place an outpost. 800 influence. We can always move the outpost. We'll just throw it down there for now, and we'll move it later. Let's have a little explore down here. All right, cool. Surely the Huns should be dead, unless they have nomadic units or something. So this city is now finished. Now, I could build commons quarters, which, are good for stability and influence, but I think I'm going to go for garrisons this game. You can stop the routes altogether by blocking the path they're using. Which way, Humankind, should you expand? Whichever you feel like. It'll all get you to roughly the same place. If you're trying to hyper-optimize, it's going to depend on the situation you're in. Like early game, you want to get as much land as possible, and then you probably want to combine some territories to your cities. Like, for example, it's probably about time I attached another district here. So, here's, again, right, 485 production, 350, 350, 390, 375. I attach another territory instantaneously up to 571. 420. Can I actually quick build a Fagara here? Oh, I wish I could. That's unfortunate. We'll see if it goes through. Flood irrigation for sure. River food. River food, I think, will help here quite a bit. We'll go for the artisan workshop. Nesa is a new city. Let's do a little bit of an investigation of this city. It's got 2 market quarters, a farmer's quarter, and an industrial quarter. Let's go ahead and put it on city growth and begin working on improving its production. So improving its production will probably involve... We take a little bit of a glance here. It's actually looking okay in production. It's got all the basics. So really, it's probably just missing a good maker's quarter, there. Let's pick up rhetoric. Potato's avatar is the whitest ghost I've ever seen playing African civs. I wish his skin tone at least got a bit darker. I actually am roughly that pale in real life. So we're now in the medieval era. So the game is going to change a little bit again. I like the graphical changes on our cities. Our roads are upgrading. I find that pollution becomes a problem if your regions are a mix of quarters instead of one region being the maker's quarter region. Yeah, I don't want to do that kind of optimization stuff, because that just seems to me like the most fun way to play is to have a mixture. So we need to do a merchant star. We need to earn a certain amount of money. Let's have a look. We've already got bronze. Now merchant star is going to be the hard one. We're pretty much going to want to start building our Bandari. But the nice thing is our Bandari are quite powerful. So if we put our harbors here, that's 45 gold, 20 stability, 45 gold, 20 stability. 42 gold. That's 120 gold over however many turns it takes me to build that. That's a pretty good gold per turn. That's going to take care of a huge chunk of this gold need. And that'll only get better as I continue to trade with the English, because I don't even have access to all of the resources, right? I buy dye, saffron. I'll buy a dye. I'll buy mercury. A lot of cultural wonders have gone. Any new ones I don't recognize? Great Mosque of Jenny. +5 additional fame bonus multiplier on Empire. Unlocks construction of Crepissage on Empire. Oh, interesting. Any of these that we want? +1 food per faith on Notre Dame. Notre Dame and Angkor Wat work quite well together. What do you think of Humankind making territory sizes smaller? Maybe make half the current size. I feel expansionist cultures will feel more attractive then. I think expansionists are in an okay place right now. Maybe I'm crazy. I need to spend more time with the game to formulate an opinion on that. So, Show Not Mercy is gone, but we can eschew Gluttony and get movement speed on our units. Develop the Intellect, which is science per alliance. 15 industry on main plaza. This just scales quite okay. +2 money per number of trade routes. I think that's the one we go for here. If we look at our gold right now, 609. Okay, hear me out. 609. We come in here. We go up to the next tier. We take mandate patronage. We'll switch to Buddhism. Boom. 643 gold per turn. That is quite nice, and that will scale throughout the game. I thought that was going to be more. Not as good as I thought it was. I would have preferred the 15 production per city. Can I go back and redo? You feel like the map fills up too fast right now? If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. My units are fast, dude. So what happens if I use this on another player? The more empires that are buying a resource, the more money you earn from this. Interesting. I'll be able to buy more resources from them next turn. This is probably like not really a worthy location for anything other than nuclear testing, but I'll take control of it anyway. Looking at the city of Mycenae, we've inherited a bit of a mess. Let's put it on city growth. It's making good food, so it will grow to its potential relatively quickly. It's 75% growth per turn. The stability is returning. It's a bit of a mess. I'm not going to lie with you. I mean, it makes good gold. It makes good production. It makes good golden pagoda. This is our new holy site. Let's get an artisan workshop in here. Keep the production nice and high. I'm loving the fact that my units like don't care about embarkation costs because I'm playing Swahili. I'm really, really loving that. I thought that was going to be a fairly minor thing, but it's actually huge. What is this? Rebels from Hattusa. Okay. Can we just like auto-resolve this? As Zinkera, I definitely want to be building my Bandieri. This is like 48 production, 48 gold. Let's talk to England. It's a new turn. It's a new day. We can buy new resources. So I want to buy dyes because they're worth 5 production each. They're relatively cheap. Let's make sure. I would like to trade everything, but I'll do that in a couple of turns. So yeah, if I can get my dyes, this will give me 5 production per city per dye. That's what? That's 35 production per city. That's pretty damn good. She's going to have insane production in the late game. She like lucked out really hard with dyes. Ask on Discord if luxury scale was moddable. A modder told me he had the same idea and would work on it. Cool. If they work on it and they make it, it's cool. Yeah, I don't plan to trade, but you guys are going to get murdered soon. I don't even know what you have, Huns. Can I buy anything left off you? No, I think I've used all my cheap purchases this turn. We'll be back next turn to buy more off the English. 15 food, 6 production. There we go. I definitely still feel like trade is one of the most biggest like outliers on balance. Trading just feels way too strong. There's a 45 gold harbor over there. Very good. Deceased, minus 20 food in my capital. Not that it matters because we're actually just like chunking out food. This is like their only unit as far as I'm aware. Land rights time. So plus 10 food per number of territories attached, or we can claim and attach and merge territories with money instead of influence. This is quite powerful, I feel. The money thing. So we got our first builder star. We're definitely going to want another one. I think we're in a relatively good position. There is a natural wonder here, so I want to have control of Lake Baikal if I can get it. Can I have anything with literally any more food? No, I guess I'm just getting a 2 food, 8 production tile. Hey, we got rhetoric. Nice. Let's talk about the new era technology. War summons gives me pikemen and crossbowmen. I like the new cultural unit. Big fan of that. Plus 1 food on tiles producing food. That just feels like a good move towards feudalism. How we can break a special route without destroying your tracker, breaking all trade routes? I don't know what you mean. If the only way to was speed up unit animations, it's my largest complaint about the game. It makes it feel slow. I don't feel the same way all the time. Definitely there are times where I'm like, okay guys, I get it, you're moving. But generally I don't have too many complaints. I think I'll move you there. Oh, look at that. 45 gold on an outpost. That just seems good. That's actually crazy that I can spend influence to make like infinite gold on these outposts when they're finished. Jesus, dude. 45 gold on my outposts? This is absurd. Damn. That's so strong. Dude, harbor civs are... If you go like an early expansionist civ into a harbor civ, it's actually insane what you can do in this game. I've just... like my brain has just expanded with possibilities here. I thought that these civs weren't like very well designed, and now that I've spent like a little bit of time with them, my mind has changed. They're like very well designed to all work together in a really interesting and intricate way. We want to have these like touching as many land tiles as possible for later on stability. But yeah, we're making gold, boys. All right, lovely. Okay, horsemen, pick up with this. Did you play the Huns before? What do you think of them? I haven't really had a chance to make use of the Huns. They seem kind of hard to get use out of because if you're playing against the AI on like a typically very high difficulty level. The AI is just so far ahead that by the time you get access to the Huns, it's like, you know, it's kind of a bit late. Or you're playing against players and you don't want to like ruin the game by murdering all your friends. So that's kind of been like the trouble I've had with playing the Huns. So I don't really have an opinion on them. I don't have an informed opinion on them, but they seem fun and they seem cool. Yo, dude, this Bandari thing is insane. 45, like I can trade 70 influence for 45 gold per turn. That is like the easiest like trade in my life. That's like the freest trade I've ever been asked to make. I think we're going to save up now for land rights to be able to do this. So I think we'll save up now for that. Golden Pagoda. I'll get a Golden Pagoda over here. How is my religion doing? That's the question here. Yeah, I think we could do with a Golden Pagoda up here in Zinkiera. So I'll just like slap it down there. And I'll have maybe like you work on it. Can I get another city to just help for a turn? There you go. We'll one turn it. Going all naval cultures would be crazy with the Swahili abilities. The problem is going all naval cultures. I don't know if you can expand enough. I don't know if you can expand enough to be able to have enough outposts to make buying harbors worth it. And harbors are really slow to build in your cities because the harbors are way more expensive than normal districts and you have to build one per territory. So like it's tough. It's tough. Let's go back and talk to the English and make sure we're buying the rest of the resources because you've got saffron over here, +4 food on the farmers' quarters. These are 100% worth it to buy. The only thing we're missing now is lead and silk. Otherwise, we have like absurd numbers of stability from luxury resources. Yoink. Hey, I'm yoinking. So the city of Macumba, we got to start chaining together some decisions now. These cities are getting quite large and difficult to wield. We're lacking jobs in here. So what gives me access to jobs? I definitely feel like a customs farm here wouldn't be bad. See how many trade routes we got here. Oh, there's actually no trade routes in the city. Well, never mind then. +2 researcher slots. Extra science from population using the scribe. And then I guess it makes sense to throw down like a market quarter or two. Market quarter there. Market quarter there. Then if we're looking at Zinkara comparatively, probably want... Oh my god, my production is insane after trading with England. Like it's ridiculous. How much of a difference it makes is legitimately crazy. I can get a 23 food farm there. The city doesn't need food, it needs jobs. And if it needs jobs, that means a house of scribes plus a library. We can start popping off on science now. Similarly, up here, we already have a house of scribes here. So what can we do in terms of jobs? Best way to get jobs is probably building market quarters. Do I have good luxuries to build market? No, not really. I'll do like a research quarter in here instead. Talking about NASA. Sort of similar stuff. Let's get the library for the little bit of extra passive science. This one is a little bit less important because it's kind of still behind. So we'll get artificial reservoirs into library here so we can scale off that. So somebody has become the Khmer, or we've met the Khmer. So we met the Khmer over here. We'll introduce ourselves. We'll open up trade for luxuries. And then we'll buy their silk. Silk is for production. That's good. Mercury is for science. That's good. We'll take that. And then lead is for science as well. So we'll yoink that lead. Lead is really, really good to pick up. So you can see we're learning a lot about these empires from their trade routes. So that's cool. Although I'm still like, I don't know why I don't have the trader card. Oh, they're traders. If I declare war on her, I would get the hero badge. I'm pretty sure. So I want to place more outposts, but I'm waiting to enact the new law. Let's go far off into the fog of war. What lurks out there? Unclaimed wonders. I think I'm going to leave wonders for now. Might go for our next era's wonders. We don't need food, we need jobs. I swear I heard that somewhere. Hey, don't criticize how I run my empire, okay? Speaking of how I'm running my empire, we're hitting our agrarian star super aggressively here. We've almost hit our builder star. We just need to connect a little bit more territory, but we're going to do that after the law change. Osmosis in here. Again, kind of weird. Converting to Howden and Shone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All the trade routes are exerting extreme pressure. Monka S. Non-aggression pact with the Khmer. I will refuse. I don't think anyone is scary enough for me to want a non-aggression pact with them. I'm going to place another one of these Bandari. And then I'm going to come in here and change land rights to allow attach. Their religion is kind of absurd. I'm surprised I'm not having any counter influence. But time will tell how that goes for me. So let's see. We got sustain the faithful, donate generously, or meditate often. I'm going to take meditate often. +2 combat strength on units is kind of absurd. And then I guess the final iteration of our religion will be Zoroastrianism. Choose. So now we got meditate often. +2 combat strength on units is like absurdly strong. So we just enacted meditate often. So now we're way stronger. We're making crazy amounts of money. And the really cool thing is now we can build outposts with money. And they're 560 gold. Welcome to Balance Town, baby. You've got 3 territories. You've got 3. You've only got 2. I think I will yoink little goo and attach it. There's the expansionist era there. Where are we on the expansionist front? We need 1 more territory inside our empire to make that work. Boosh, done. There's golden expansionist star, and we're ready to go to the next era too. They're on 12.2k. We're gonna have to murder them in the late game, man. We're gonna have to kill the English. I mean, I'm okay with that, but we're gonna have to we're gonna have to kill the English. This is like I'll do it, but I'll feel bad about it. What is this? What? Why do you have units here? Zone of controlling my transports. Reverse colonization. Oh yeah. Possibly. We don't have enough money. So the city of Zenkera, Grand Fire Temple. I'll put a Grand Fire Temple over here in this city. It's time. Well, it's not quite time to enter a new era, but it is time to at least take a look at, I think it is the Maasai. They are sorry, that was a yawn. An agrarian civ. They have really good food consumption and really good food production with their Enkangs. So it could be a fun Civ to pivot to. But that's going to be it for this episode of Civ. I love you all or this episode of Humankind. Oh my God, I say those phrases so often that I mess them up. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.